everyone, and welcome to Two-Player Quest, where I help you on your quest to find the best two-player board games for you. In today's video, we have Stellar Expedition by Wolfhorn Games. In this game, you play as the captain of a scout ship that has been sent through a recently opened gate into a new galaxy. It is your job to explore the galaxy, collect new crew members, and win expedition points by fulfilling missions. But is 2 captains enough, or is it better with more? Let's explore! Stellar Expedition is a game for 1 to 4 players that plays in 90 to 120 minutes. It is a 3.00 on BoardGameGeek for complexity, so that is just about a medium difficulty game. And it is also a medium luck game. It depends on the planet cards that you draw and the expedition cards that you draw. If those two work well together, then that will really help you in this game, but if they don't, that will certainly make the game a lot harder. This is what the setup will look like at the start of a 2-player game. So we have the 2 players here and here. Over here we have the planet cards, the planet tiles, the upgrade cards, the damage cards, the dice, the map for as far as it is at the moment, the turn tracker, the expedition cards, and the encounter cards. And of course at the bottom here we have our reference cards and the active player's hand. Now, a round usually starts with a production phase. This is skipped in the first round, but I will go over it anyways. On the tile, you can see what resources you would gain if you had an embassy on it, like we do on this card. So you would put down a collection token. Now, these collection tokens mean, oh, you can collect these resources. As we are already on the tile, we would gain those resources. So in this case, that's 3 metals and 1 crystal. Next comes the discovery phase, where every player draws 2 location tiles and places them adjacent to their current location. If you cannot place the tiles, you don't place them. So if you are landlocked like this, you do not place any tiles. Next is the center phase, in which you roll the dice and apply the effects as seen on the reference card. In this case, we would get an encounter, in which case you draw an encounter card, read it, and apply its effects. You could also gain your special rewards or materials. Lastly is the command phase, in which you do your main actions. You can do as many actions as you choose, as long as you can pay for them. So you can move up to 1 spot for free, or you can move 1 extra place for 2 raw materials. Next, you can build embassies on tiles. The first embassy cost is always shown on the tile. After that is done, it is shown on the card that you gain. So on our home planet, the next embassy would cost 4 raw materials to build embassy number 2, and then 1 crystal and 5 materials to build embassy number 3. Once you've built an embassy, that level of crew member card is added to your transit deck. So if we build a second embassy on our main planet, you would gain number 2 from that planet into your transit. There is a maximum of 3 embassies on a planet. Every player starts with several expedition cards. These will give you several expedition points, as it is shown here at the top. This is a 6, for example, and it will tell you here what exactly you need to do. In this case, you need to find a water location, be on that water location, and have these specific skills to complete the task. Gold is the highest, and you have silver, which is middle, so you have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 when it comes to expedition points. This is the way of winning the game. You need expedition points, and to do that you need to fulfill missions. Once you fly somewhere that has a collection token, you can collect that token and gain those resources. You can also upgrade your ship by building an upgrade. These cost 2 raw materials per upgrade. You have a maximum of 6 spots on your board for these upgrades. When all players have done their turns, it is the end of the round. You move your characters that are in transit to your active hand. You move used crew members into transit, and you move the gate token 1 forward. The game ends when you have done 8 rounds, and the player with the highest amount of expedition points wins. So please forgive the scene change. I apparently forgot to film this part of the video while I was filming yesterday, So now while I am editing, I found that I missed this. So quickly set up the box at least. That is for next week's video, which I can't put away just yet. For now, how difficult is it to teach this game to new players? I would say it is about a medium difficulty. It will probably take you about 10 to 15 minutes. It is not that hard, but it's certainly not that easy. But after the 10 to 15 minutes, you can get started on the game and you will understand how the game works. So luckily after that, you can really just get into it. Stellar Expedition, to me, feels quite Eurogamey. So there are many ways to win the game. You still try to optimize, get as many points in the X amount of turns that you have. And there are different ways of getting those points. But there is the added part of the exploration. So you don't know what planet is going to be where, and you need different types of planets for different goals. So there's just that added bit of extra luck, which if that's something you like in your Euro games, then this is an excellent fit. Some things are done simultaneously, some things are done in order, which give the turns a bit of a nice rhythm to them, which is also something that can be nice for some people. The first round, or the first game that you play, I should say, can be quite boring, because in the first game you play with just the basic cards, the basic planets, nothing extra interesting. Luckily, the base game comes with many extra modules to sort of make it more interesting once you know the base of the game. So you sort of have to, or for us at least, you have to sit through the first game to then come to enjoy it later when you can add all the extra modules, make it more interesting, and do all the things. So that is also something that you might want to take into account when looking into this game. You are going to have to sit through what we found at least less interesting first games to then get into the more interesting other games. Stellar Expedition is a nice game with some interesting mechanics, but in general it's not a game that comes to the table often. Mainly because of the luck factor, or at least for me, it's mainly because of the luck factor. As you may have heard in other videos, my husband is extremely lucky when it comes to board games. So the combination of planets and expedition cards in this game means that if he's having a good day for his luck, and I'm having an absolutely terrible day, which happens quite a bit, unfortunately, there is absolutely nothing I can do to win this game. There's no stopping him from getting his goals. There's no him helping me to getting mine, because that's just not how the game works. You're not going to help each other. It's still a PvP. You still want to beat each other. So to me, it's just really annoying that that is basically the whole concept of the game. It's luck, because if you get what you need, then you win the game, and if you don't, you don't. So that is something that really annoys me in this game more than other games I've noticed, just because it's the whole essence of the game. You can't stop it. We've also found that it's rather monotonous. It just feels like you're going through the steps and not having fun. And that's just not something we are looking for in a board game. I mean, it might be great for other people who love something like this, but for us, it's just not it. Stellar Expedition plays well with 2 players. We've played with 2, we've played with 3, and the games were pretty much the same. There are of course differences in the amount of time that it takes, but that's just because you have an extra person who needs to take a turn. But with 2 players, there are less tiles on the board, the map is smaller. So finding the tile you need, you might not be able to find it in a 2-player game, or you will find it to be harder to find the tiles. But that all depends on your luck, of course. But because there is no combat in this game, it doesn't make it easier or harder with 2 or 3 players. So in general, 2-player recommended, absolutely. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching our review of Stellar Expedition. If you want to see one of my other videos, please click here. If you have any comments, feedback, or suggestions, put them in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you next time on 2Player Quest.